Hello everyone, it is great to see you here once again on Dee's Delights. Today we are going to be making ice cream pie, about as easy as it can get. You can use a 9-inch pie plate or an 8x8 square dish, whatever you want to use here. It's so simple. I just had some ice cream cones, just plain generic ice cream cones I've had in my cabinet probably for, well, a long time. And I thought, you know what, before I toss them, let me make something with them. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to pound these with a rolling pin, crush them up, and we're going to need about 1 1/4 cups. You could double the recipe and do a 9x13 pan. I have 24 here. I'll see how many cups that does. 4 tablespoons of melted butter and 3 tablespoons of sugar. And that is it. So first let's go ahead and crush up our ice cream cones. Pretty well crushed. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I think I'm going to have enough to do a 9x13 pan. Woo! And I happen to have 2 tubs of ice cream. The one fantastic thing about this simple recipe is you can use whatever flavor of ice cream you like. I have vanilla today and I'm going to put sprinkles on top because that's what the grandkids like. And I like almost any flavor of ice cream. I'm not that picky. Although I don't like tea berry. Not tea berry. That reminds me of Pepto-Bismol. So to double this recipe, I'm going to need about 2 1/2 cups. You will need 1 1/4. So 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I will be using 8. So I'm just going to pop 1 stick of butter in the microwave. We'll see what happens in a minute or so. So you would add 1 1/4 cups of crushed cones. I will be adding 2 1/2, and I will be adding 6 tablespoons of sugar. You will be adding 3, and then just mix it around. Now we're going to bake this for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees, and then we'll let it cool totally. So once it starts cooling, go ahead and get your ice cream out to soften. We're going to want to let that sit out maybe 15-20 minutes before we use it. That way we can spread it around. Okay, make sure you got everything mixed around really good. And then go ahead and pour it into your dish. Remember, you can use a pie pan, an 8x8, double recipe, a 9x13. Just spread it out evenly, and then we're just going to press it down to form a base. Okay, once you have that pressed down nice and firm, pop it in the oven. 10 minutes, 350 degrees. I'm going to let it cool for about 15 minutes. Go ahead and set your ice cream out. 1 tub if you're doing an 8x8, 2 tubs if you're doing a 9x13. Once my crust cooled for a little bit, then I put it in the refrigerator to help it cool because I'm in a hurry. I've got to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and put my softened ice cream on top. I'll see how much I need. These are 48-ounce tubs. I don't think I'll need that much. I might use about 1 1/2 of these. So just put it on in little scoops. Might want to just let it soften up a little bit more because you don't want to disturb the crushed ice cream cones. I just call them ice cream cones. So yeah, my ice cream needs to soften. So I'm going to let it sit here like this for another 10 minutes. Then I'll spread. And you might need about 3/4. Probably for an 8x8, 32 ounces of ice cream would be sufficient. This one here, 64. And in the meantime, you can feast on the little bit that's left. Once it gets soft enough, go ahead and start smushing it down in there. There again, we do not want to disturb the ice cream cones. We want to have that nice solid base underneath. Try to get it even and smooth. I'm going to go ahead and put some sprinkles on top. And I like to sprinkle them like this so I get them nice and even without getting big clumps here and there. Then I'm just going to cover it up with some foil, put it back in the freezer for several hours, and then I'm going to cut it into single serving sizes and pop those in the freezer. And then just grab them when we're hungry for a little ice cream. Or should I say, an ice cream cone. So thanks for joining me here once again on Dee's Delights. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll see you real soon.